Corner, where you ask the questions. We had some live right here on Facebook. Had another user submitted question, which actually was a good problem and a bad problem all at the same time. So, a gentleman was using Simple Growth upsells. Traditionally, upsells, to give some background, go out between 5 and 8 times throughout the season based on the seasonality pain points. The good problem that was created is on average, these Simple Growth upsells that are sent out through a segmented process throughout your CRM, where you do your scheduling, billing, these automated emails and text messages that go out for these upsells, on average, in a company doing about a 500,000 and beyond, as long as they got a decent sized database, are generating 60 to 80 estimate requests in the first 24 to 48 hours. They've been so successful in this gentleman's case that he actually was asking to turn off the third notification of 3 for the upsells because he had 60 to 80 estimate requests sitting there. And he said, Mike, I don't have the bandwidth or time to actually get all these estimate requests out from these upsells that are being generated from the Simple Growth upsells. So what we're going to be doing today is going in and actually giving a little high level overview of what it looks like previously and what the new options are now to actually expedite these estimates. And I'm going to give you some best practice when you're using the upsells inside a Simple Growth estimate upsell. So without any further delay, we're going to open this up and actually show you what this can look like. So the first thing we're looking at here is the old way people would actually go to your website for an estimate request. I want to put this in perspective because a lot of times some people will see the estimate request and request an estimate, or some other people will see the email and actually go to your website and actually do a little research on the service and then request an estimate there. But really what we've got here is basically a 5-step process in the traditional manner. And you can kind of see up to the right here, we've got the request and estimate. So really what people are doing is they're filling out a form. We're getting an email sent to our office and hopefully the potential consumer or customer letting them know we've received the estimate request. People are traditionally doing double entry from the form email into their CRM or their software like Service Autopilot. Hopefully there's a two-way sync there. Then the estimator or the company has to qualify to make sure that that particular person is in their service area and qualify them that it actually fits the need. So if you don't do one-time services and they want just one time and not ongoing, they're not qualified, then we need to actually go out and call them and physically quote this. So it's a 5-step process. It lends itself for a lot of time that is not needed in the quote process. So as we continue to go through the process here, the problem really is that when we go through a website-based process, only 58% of companies or 58% of companies never follow up with visitors that actually fill out the forms requested. Really, the solution is putting real-time estimating either your website, your Facebook post, or in this case, real-time estimating inside your upsell emails or text messages. I don't have the exact numbers on the upsells, but I will tell you with the Simple Growth upsell emails that it is not uncommon by the third time that upsell reaches out that our customers will reach out to us and say, hey, turn off the third communication because we just don't have time to keep up with the demand of estimates coming through. So you no longer have to really turn those estimates off. I've got a solution here that I'm going to show you how to actually integrate real-time estimating inside your upsells and on your website as well, if that's something you're interested in. But the use of artificial intelligence or AI to provide 24 service. So automated estimating is going to reduce those tedious and repetitive tasks and assist people in the sales process and avoid the time it takes to quote in person. Speed wins in today's economy. Or as my buddy Garrett Matthews said, speed can kill or the lack of. So the same thing goes here is true when we send out those automated upsell emails through the Simple Growth upsells, or if you're building them yourself. But if you're not getting 60 to 80 estimate requests in the first 24 to 48 hours, you should probably reach out to us at SGE Call. We can give you some framework of how we make these personalized but automated and segmented where the client's in the perfect area in the life cycle when we upsell them. So what we're doing is we're adding automated estimators to add speed and predictabilities and estimates in the sales process here. And you can see this mock-up in this demo, lawn care shopping made easy. So what we're actually doing is taking, and I'll show you here in a second, right out of my email inbox, we're taking the upsell email. When they click to get a quote, we're driving them right to your website or a landing page for that particular service, and they can get an estimate for that lawn mowing, the fertilizing, pest control live. So no longer do you have to be on the hook to provide 60 to 80 estimates for upselling services. We can literally drive them. I'm interested. It registers in the CRM like Service Autopilot, so you're alerted. and they can go through an automated online process 24/7. So that's going to be the key of getting those automated emails out through the Simple Growth upsells, and then driving them right to an online automated upsell. And like we talked about the old way here, there's 5 different ways that traditionally would happen. On the left, if they were coming through your website, and they didn't click the button in the upsell, and that happens occasionally. So I wanted to address that because they'll look at the upsell and then go to the website, and then instead of going back to the email and clicking request an estimate for the upsell, they'll actually request it off the website. And the 5 steps of filling out a form, getting an email, manually entering the CRM, qualifying the client, and calling and quoting, it's just taking way too long. Now, with the upsell, whether it's off your website or right inside of the upsell email, we can basically limit that to 1 or 1.5 steps. And we're just going to basically have this bot qualify the leads 24/7, and it's going to go in and convert it live. So really, it's a one-click shop. And what's going to happen is your sales reps now can work on the hottest, most qualified leads that haven't closed, and the leads that are ready to buy can buy when they're ready. And we're going to remove the roadblocks and enable leads to interact with your brand and buy services when they want to, not when it's convenient for you. So if you've got 60 to 80 upsell estimate requests coming in over 24 to 48 hours, let's let those people buy and get a live quote for that service live through the upsell email. And basically, I want to get an overview of this. I'm going to dive into the actual email and show you how this works. But I want to give you some context to this because this is really the new game now post-COVID. Whoever gets closest to the customer wins. Customer communication preferences are changing. And really the question is, are you going to adopt to the new on-demand buying that today's consumers want? We've got Netflix, Uber, DoorDash, Instacart, the list goes on and on. So attaching an automated estimator to your upsell emails is going to eliminate that time gap between them clicking and actually wanting it, and by the time you actually getting back to them, whether you do it online or in person. If they're going off the upsell email and going to your website, they're probably going to a lead form, and that lead form is not acknowledging the person's presence on your site. And some people are going to be hesitant to actually go in and fill out that form. With this automated estimator, you've already have their data inside the upsell email, and they can click and get a live quote and check that off their checkbox. So that is really the issue. And then when we're doing these upsells, a lot of times people aren't reading their personal emails until 5 to 10 p.m. at night. Your office isn't open. So even if they called for the request off the upsell email, or when they actually click the upsell email, you should be responding immediately or as quick as possible. By adopting and putting in an automated estimator in here, you're going to be able to get them a live quote on their time. And what I'm going to do is open up my screen here. And this is an example of a Simple Growth upsell email that we actually go in. So when we build these upsell emails or text messages or call scripts, none of these documents come empty. Some of this stuff is not award-winning copywriting, but it really gets you a good start. And we have some methodology of why we're writing and hitting certain pain points here. So if you can't see it here, we've got an image, but it says, hey, did you know that grass shouldn't be mowed at least 48 hours after a chemical application has been applied? Once fertilizer is applied, the majority of the application is on the grass blades. If you cut the blade too soon, you reduce the effectiveness of the fertilizing application, throwing away your money. The easiest way to maintain your schedule throughout the year is have one company do it all, and we can help. So this is an upsell for lawn mowing to a customer that doesn't have, who has fertilizing but doesn't have lawn mowing. So fertilizing, they have it. We're upselling lawn mowing. So we're hitting a pain point in how we can provide more value in this upsell email. So the easiest way to maintain your schedule throughout the year is have one company do it all, and we can help. Callahan's Lawn Care offers a variety of services, including lawn mowing. If you're looking to bring all your services under one easy company heading, click below and request an estimate. We're filling our lawn mowing routes up now and want to help make your life a little less hectic in your schedule. And simply all they need to do here is click to get an estimate. Traditionally, this would create 60 to 80 estimate requests that a consumer or our customer, your lawn care company, would actually have to fulfill on. What I'm suggesting is we open this up to an automated estimator right in the email link, and I'm going to show you how this works. But best practice here in all our upsells is I'm not interested in lawn mowing. So if they're not interested, let them opt out so we don't continue to educate them and upsell the service, but they will come back and we can upsell it next year. And that's the key to success. But when I go in as your consumer now, I click this button and it pops up a new tab here. And this is what it would look like. And here's an example. So this is our demo account, but if we go in, this is probably what it would look like on your website or landing page. So we go from an upsell email where your client can go in and click, I want a lawn mowing estimate or fertilizing estimate, whatever that estimate or upsell is. And it drives them right to this landing page on your website for lawn care services. Best practices, we're going to have 2 to 3 videos here. Top questions asked when hiring a lawn care professional. Shrub pruning, proper way to do it. Spring cleanup. Whatever the services are, we are upselling here. We have a video that educates them how a professional does it, and we overcome any sales and price objections up front in the video before they actually get a price. Now, the cool thing is we go in and the consumer is going to say, hey, Mike, is this you? So if they've ever been here, it's going to automatically grab the information and populate it in here. Otherwise, they can go in and type in their address, name, first name, phone number, and email, and hit continue. And we're driving this from the estimate email. And I'll go through this step by step here in a minute. But what we've got is a preview of, on the right, what you should be doing. You should be filling in the lawn area. On the left, we don't just highlight it. So what we're doing is enabling the consumer to get a live quote by physically coloring with their finger or their mouse the service area. And what this is going to do is actually go in and look at your pricing data tables. And if you don't have those, we can help you with those with industry standards that we've been doing with hundreds of people each year, and get you property specific pricing based on your pricing. So when we go in, this demo counts in red, but the normal account is in green. But for screen shares, we try to make it a little more obvious here. But basically, all the consumer is doing is literally coloring in the service within seconds. You may ask, Mike, what if there's trees in there? Well, that really doesn't matter to an extent because the client knows their property lines. In addition, when this happens, a screenshot of the colored area is automatically saved in the software. And if you're using Service Autopilot, automatically syncs into Service Autopilot for you to confirm, as well as the custom field of the turf square footage, the 3,000 up here, and the pricing of all the services we've quoted. And this is all automated. So I'm just going in here and I'm literally just filling this in here. Super, super easy, very intuitive after the video. And once again, about the trees. Well, they know that there's some grass here potentially, right? So there's no issue there because the consumer can fill in the area and you can confirm it with a screenshot that's provided with a link right in and passed in the Service Autopilot or inside Simple Estimate. So this Simple Estimate service here is going to be able to do this. And once this is here, we're going to go up and hit save. And that's going to go in and actually create a estimate for everyone in here. And it's going to be thinking here for about 5-10 seconds. So just a quick review. We're sending them an upsell email that's segmented by their database. We're educating them and creating some pain points that happen if they don't get the service through you. When they click send me an estimate, it pops up the ability to go in and put their specific information in and click continue. And then once they color in that area, we go in and the lawn care services here are already loaded based on your prices. So now we can go from an upsell email within a minute or two, the customer can get a live quote off their upsell based on the Simple Estimate or Simple Growth upsells in our new service offering, Simple Estimate. So they're going to color in that area and they're going to get property specific prices here. And drive that out, and they can add that to the subscription, and it can be per trip, season contract, hourly with a minimum, and all of these guys come in here, and then they can go in and hit checkout. And once they hit checkout, it automatically goes to a previewed shopping cart. They can click in here. You can customize your terms and conditions, and when they hit order, they can actually go in if they're using Service Autopilot and Clarent. In a PCI compliant credit card form will load up. They can enter their credit card information that's automatically synced in the Service Autopilot, and it's ready to go with their card on file now in one seamless link. In addition, the picture of the property that they colored is there, the square footage, the services, and the pricing. But once again, we're going in, we're clicking this area here. We're going to go in and we're going to put in the service address. And we're going to put it, they're going to be putting in their first name, last name, phone number, email. Does the property have a gate? So we can customize this. If they have a gate, we need a variant or different pricing based on the size of gate. We can ask the size of gate as well. I'm going to say for this one, it has no gate, and we're going to continue. And then it's going to literally pull this up. And this is a test one that's not up here, but this guy right here is going to drive through. So we're actually pulling this up here. And on the one that is live, it's going to load in. It's you, continue. It's going to tell you what to do, what not to do. And then we're going to literally go in and color in the service area. And once that's ready, we hit save, and that goes to a live quote. So your clients now can create a live on-demand estimate using Simple Growth Upsells, driving into simple estimates. So if you have any questions how this would work in your service business, feel free to hit us up at www.sgecall.com to see how we can add this to your existing Simple Growth Upsells or your existing upsells in your software. Callahan's Corner, you ask questions, we answer them live right here on Facebook.